Von Fry, legendary badass, not shy, telling you how it is, Von Fry will die.
Guys, I'm sorry I didn't comment on this earlier, but in the last week, the most catastrophic, unscrupulous event in the history of entertainment occurred. Let me explain. There's a site called Kickstarter where projects get crowdsourced, or they wouldn't even start. I guess that happens sometimes with movies, usually independent, but not in this case. The creator of the TV show Veronica Mars wants to put together a Veronica Mars movie. To do this, they went to Kickstarter to raise $2 million in funding. I think they ended up with about $11 million. A bunch of stupid assholes gave their money to a giant media corporation, Warner Brothers, that owns this project, to get it funded. The ramifications of this are absolutely boundless. I envision a scenario in which people want to see Star Wars Episode 7. But maybe Disney, they're like, you know what? How would you like to pay for it up front? How would you like to pay for the movie sight unseen, get all this merchandise? But yeah, you know what? If you really want to see it, send us $100. Star Wars Episode 7 in that scenario could make $100 million easily without even being in the movie theaters, with no one ever having actually watched it. They could actually pull together enough to bankroll the entire movie without it making any money, making it so that any tickets sold are indeed putting it in the black. That very well could happen. You know, there's another thing on that Kickstarter. Somebody paid 10 grand for a line in a movie. Look at a scenario in the future where only the richest people on Wall Street can get their kids a line in the movies. If you want to start out in movies, you have to pay your way into the movie. Imagine that. You don't go to the audition. You say, okay, my parents, they set aside $1 million for me to have the role of Han Solo. Okay, maybe not Han Solo, but you see where I'm going here. Your starting out movie is going to completely deplenish your funds, your bank account, your college, screw all that, mortgage your house, all this stuff, just so you can compete with rich people's kids in a future where lines are bought. They're screwing over the acting community, they're screwing over fans of anything. Obviously the project was already given the go-ahead, and this was just some kind of way to drum up some PR. Now, I'm not saying that there's anything unscrupulous about this when it's an independent project that can't be funded otherwise. But you're crowdsourcing something. People are essentially becoming executive producers with no stake in making any money on their so-called investment, as we used to call this. Yeah, the movie industry, if you thought it was being rolling over in its grave, man, it's been burned to ash.
Do 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 do.